everybody, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. So today we are going to be making some erasers. It's really fun to do, and this is something you could do also with your grandkids or children. When it's rainy outside, I don't know what to do. This is a great DIY, easy to do. There's only one thing they can't do is to put this into the oven because it needs to be cooked. And all of these are erasers, and I will show you later how well do they erase or not. Let's see that. So for this project, the only thing that you will need are these little pieces of clay. They're especially and specifically made for making your own erasers. I'm not going to show you the brand because the one I have is French, so it's not going to be any useful, but you can find these in a lot of countries. They're made for that. So it comes with usually many colors, or at least 5 colors. So normally there's a piece missing here, but this is how it comes. It looks like a little bit polymer clay. So the colors I had in mind was white, purple. I had 2 different pinks. That's the only thing left. And I had also an orange and a kind of lime greenish yellow. So it's not bad, but you probably can find other colors to make more things like pieces of chocolate, or it would be nice. I would love to do that, but I don't have the right colors. So let's put this aside. And I'm going to show you different ways you can use these. And it's really fun to do. I love erasers for myself. And this is why I wanted to make some, because there's always people, taking your erasers, not bringing back to you. I think they're not going to take these, actually. All right, so the first thing you need to know when you open it, it seems to crumble a lot. So that's the first impression, and you go, uh-oh, there's something wrong with it. I'm never going to be able to work with it, but don't worry. Do that, put it in few pieces, and then work your way sections by sections. And if you put it in your hand, just by the heat of your hand, it's going to start putting itself together again. And you're going to need this dough or clay. It's some sort of clay anyway. And just with the heat of your hands, it's going to start coming back together. So this is what I've done here. I'm just showing you how fast it goes, so I'm not going to speed this up. And you see already in a few seconds, if you have warm hands, it's going to be a little faster. So you needed just a few more, maybe 30 seconds. You don't need to do that even for a minute. And when it starts to be kind of good, you can bring back the rest of it little by little. Bring some more. And it'll be easier to do the whole pack. I would do the whole thing, the whole piece at once. Even though you may not use it the whole today, it's totally fine. You don't have to, but I think it's easier than you said, okay, I forgot a piece, I need to knead it again and come back. Just do that to the whole piece, and then you'll be able to use it. It'll go much faster. All right, so now this is almost done. I'm going to put it aside because I've already done that part. And that's the way you're going to pick up all the crumbs. Very easy. It doesn't stain your hand when you took all the crumbs, so it's nice. Even though if you go from dark to lightest color, I would probably wash my hands in between to make sure I don't contaminate, specifically the white. Not the other colors, but specifically the white. And now let's make something fun. So I am going to use some regular molds. This is so easy to use. So if you're already a crafter and you use polymer clay, you probably have some kinds of molds like this. So I'm going to use a lightest, this kind of greenish lemony color. I've got some purple here. So this one has been kneaded, so I don't need too much more. And I'm going to use this one again. I like this one because it's quite thick and big. So let's say that this is green. I would not try to paint this or mix colors like acrylic paint because it's going to change the texture, and then you won't be able probably to bake it, or it would chip off. So buy the right colors. You can mix them together. This is what I've done here. So you can totally mix the colors together to have like an ombre color or a marble look. I'm going to push that back in here. All right, and then I am going to use, I'm going to use a little bit of purple for the bottom part here. And you can use an X-Acto knife to take all the excess away. Pushing this back. And this probably is a bit too much. All right, and I'm going to push that baby in. Yeah, it is too much. I'm going to take a big part of it off. Press it down, and if it's still too much, I'll be able to take all the excess away later. And I didn't put any water in here until now. It has worked out really great for me without putting any water, but you can to unmold it much easier. Look at that, no water needed, and it's really looking nice. So you could maybe use another color for the text here. I don't really see the point. Let me just take this little yellow piece out. I'm going to add just a tiny bit of purple to hide this. Oh my gosh, I need some glasses. There you go. And it's quite thick. It's enough for an eraser. If you want to double it up, I guess you could, but these molds don't really match, so I would probably use this mold, double it up, and either keep this like this, but there's the part there's nothing, or you just cut it off. So you'll have one little cactus here, which also is really nice, a succulent. If you want to bake it, and if you want things to hold by itself, you need to bake them touching each other, because you won't be able to put glue. There's no way you're going to put glue in there. You could, but I mean, it's nonsense. So you could bake them like this, touching each other. That would be a good idea. I'm going to show you how to do something a little different, and we're going to be able to make a flower. So first, before the flower, I'm going to show you how you can make these beautiful little pendants, but they're erasers, just the way you would use with polymer clay. So I'm going to use this color this time as my background. I'm not going to make it too thin because it's an eraser. I want something maybe a little thicker. And let's see, I might do a circle this time. Yeah, that one seems good. So I'm just using a regular cookie cutter. So that's a nice eraser. And we're going to make some decorations on it. So I'm going to use a little bit of each color. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to flatten these out. And we're going to use our cookie cutters. So I'm going to be making some random shapes. Let's see. I'm going to use maybe this one here. And I'm going to make several of different shapes, nothing really special, no specific pattern. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'll be back and show you how to put them together. Okay, I'm done with that, and I've prepared all my little shapes. So I'm just going to put them on top. And they're not very thick, but layer on layer, it's going to be plenty enough. And I'm just going to do something really random. I'm not looking for any specific pattern, like I said. Just something nice. Mixing the colors together. We're going to put this one here. And I'm just pressing a little bit. You could probably roll it on, but I think it's just pressing on top is good. Because I've already tried this, it's going to stick to itself really nicely. And I'm going to put this one on top here, just to make it a little bit more interesting, having more colors. And I'm probably going to cut this shape, this triangle a little bit because it's too big. And let's see. going to put that one in here. And, well, this is nice. I could probably use it again here. Cut it off a little bit. Okay. And put it there. And one little last thing, I love this color. A little dot around here, press it down. Another one here. And a little bit of pink. Just there. How nice. It's thick, so it's handy in your hand for children. You can do this, you know, if it's rainy outside, and it's really funny. So I'm going to put this aside. So this is one way of using it. I'm going to show you that it's very easy to mix your colors. So what am I going to take? Probably these two colors, a little bit of purple and pink. It's going to be quite flashy, but you know what? It's the colors I have, and they're just erasers anyway. All right, and we're going to make 2 strings here. Same thing with the other one. Just so that we are able to mix them well together. There's a bit more pink, but that's okay. And then we're going to twist. And that's exactly what I have done for this one, except that it's bigger and I've added another color on top. But that's the exact same thing. So you can leave them as is, or if you want to put them on a pencil, that's also what you can do. This is what I've done here. So I'm not sure if you need to cook it directly on the pencil and with the pencil or aside. I don't know if it's going to shrink or not. So I decided I would put this into the oven. As for the temperatures, it's really up to your brand. So really look at what they say on the packaging and go with that. Because mine is, for example, 120 degrees Celsius and it's about 15 minutes. So go with the information you have on your packaging because that might change. And I'm going to do this marble effect a little bit more. And this is also a nice introduction for those of you who are not too much into clay and you don't really know how to use it. Well, it's funny, and actually it's also, you do 2 things in a time. You know, you're making something useful, because I love erasers. Since I'm a kid, I never have enough, and there's erasers all over the place in my office. And that could be a nice gift to offer as well, or for craft fairs. And I didn't put any water into my molds. I don't need to. I have never done it. And there you go, a nice little marbre looking ombre flower. Very easy to do. I have done this one. This one is so cute as well. I'm going to show you how I did this one. So what am I going to go with the color? I might do a lighter pink this time. Okay, so that's going to be the head. I'm going to leave it aside. And I'm going to use white again for the hat. Okay, and then what I have used is just the top of a glue like this. And I'm just going to go around it. And I can see that it's not even sticking to the plastic, which is kind of good. And I'm going to flatten it out, make it a little bigger so it would go around my face. And probably this one would go too, but my ball here is so small, I think this one is going to be better. And if you don't want to make it too thick, just press down and try to make it kind of even. It doesn't have to be even, but it's always better to do it right now. And now you're going to take an X-Acto knife and you're just going to, you know, do little triangles like if it was an eggshell opening. It doesn't have to be even, of course. And then you go. Once you're finished, take this out. And I'm probably going to do something a little different this time. I don't like to have always the same thing. So this is my face, and I'm going to put this around. And I think it's a bit thick around here. So let me push that back. I think it's kind of cute. There. And I'm not going to do the same thing I have done here. I want something a little different. So what I'm going to do is just put these little triangles out to give it another effect. And I think it's darn cute right as it is right now. See that? So now I don't have anything black to do the eyes, so I'm just going to go with another color. And the darkest I have is purple. So what I would do maybe, if you don't have a dark color, I would use this kind of tool to put the eyes. That's what I've done previously. I'm going to take a small one. I'm going to take a stylus, which is it's about the same everywhere. So I'm just going to put two little eyes here. And this one looked like a cheek. I'm going to do maybe something different. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm going to put the two eyes over there. Like a kawaii thing, kawaii stuff, which I am not good at. It's the first time I try to do something. But you get the hint. You could put maybe acrylic color in here once it is baked. But I am going to put two little eyes in there. So it has more dimension to it. This is big. I'm going to try to make two even eyes. That seems good. There is an eye bigger than the other. Again, I've never done this before. I'm going to try to take a little bit off. Okay, that's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. And then I'm going to do a little pinker nose. This is way too big. It's not going to be at all like I thought I would do. It looks weird. I don't know how to do this kawaii stuff. I think I should watch more tutorials. I'm just going to make a little nose like this, and I'm going to keep up with a nice little lipstick and mouth. Yeah, I prefer that way. And I'm going to keep it this way. Yeah, I really like it. I might put two little white thing there to make it look like more human and alive. There you go. And I would still come back later when everything's baked and put two little black dots in here to make it more alive. And I'm going to keep it this way, except maybe that I'm going to put a tiny flower in her hair. To make it just a little bit more girly. And this would be the center of the flower, and then the petals. and I'm going to call this baby done. So now I'm gonna bake this, and I'll come back when everything is baked and completely cooled off, because we don't want to ruin it by moving it around. And we're gonna make the final test to see first how it came out, and second, if it's really going to erase, you know, regular pencils. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I have baked everything, and now let's see how it goes. So I used the rest of the dough that I had, and I wanted to cook them all because there was so little left that this is what I did with all of the dough that I had. Okay, and including this one, and I'm going to show you the results. So in generality, I think it's not bad at all. It's just a few things that didn't work out too much. So it's not burned. It's just because I've tried to use it and it works really well. But I'll show you that in a second. It's just that this one, I don't know why it crinkled on itself. It like went... I really don't know why. The flat back of it, I can't understand because it was laying down on the paper. But I don't know why it did that. And the other thing that I'm really ashamed of, it was so cute in the beginning, my little birdie, my little chick, something really happened. I did this one yesterday, so maybe you should cook it and bake it immediately after it's done, and this is why this happens. But this one is the one that we did all together. It almost started to do the same thing here, and I really respected the 120 degrees. So I don't know why on this one particularly it went really bad. But except that, and the one here, everything was okay. And talking about thickness, look at this one. And nothing happened. And everything stayed together. I think that if you really wanted to tear it apart, except some places here because I didn't press down enough, you would tear it apart if you really were to try to separate these. But they really are well bonded together. So let me show you all the succulents I did. I really enjoyed making them, and they're quite cute. If I had other colors, I would have changed. But I think the green one or yellowish one was more appropriate for the top. Here's are some examples with the flowers that I did as well. And they're really, really nice. I love the look of it. And again, you could put two side by side, like on the back, if you wanted something a little thicker. But it's really nice. I did these two as well, and nothing happened. They're just perfect on all sides. So I really don't understand why for the others. And I did a big one because I liked the way it has a little bubble here, but except that, I like the look of it, so I just did a plain big one this time. And these are the ones that some of them we did together, some of them I did off camera, and they are really cute. And I think it's really, really nice. Look like pieces of jewelry. And this one I already did off camera. So honestly, I think and this one too. This one is not bad at all. It didn't flatten out. I like the swirly effect, and it's a nice size. It's not too big and not too small. So I'm really excited about it, and I liked it because in general it came out great. Just these two, almost this one, but really this one is, I mean, it looks like a little monster. I guess for Halloween it would have been a nice one. And it's a shame because it was so cute in the beginning. But anyway, you know, sometimes you have some fails. Maybe because these two were in the back of my oven, so it was too hot. I don't know. Maybe. That could be a possibility. So now let's make the test. So I'm going to use a normal pencil. And I'm just going to write down nothing, just to scribble it up a little bit. And I'm going to use one of these pencils. And I'm going to do the same thing on a regular piece of paper. Okay. And now I'm going to take a flower it's going to be the same, whatever shape you take. And I'm going to start erasing. And from what I can see, it's doing a pretty good job. Let's do it here, because they're not the same. And it does behave exactly how you would expect an eraser to erase. So I'm really happy. I'm not using a lot, actually. It's not consuming a lot of the eraser. You could expect that it would ruin the eraser very quickly, and it doesn't. So I'm really happy, and I like the results. I am honestly, it's good for me, and I would definitely recommend trying this craft. It's fun, and you can make a whole lot of colors. And again, this would be a great idea to make some presents, offer this to people, or to sell, because there are so many ways you can color these. You might have even more colors in the area where you live, and it's a great idea. Just, I don't know, I can't remember the price, but it was not expensive, and you could, I mean, easily few these a few bucks with a nice little bow and a little wrapping around, and maybe sell them by 2 or 3 so you can raise the price a little bit more. So I'm probably going to hide this one a little bit, but this one is quite cute with a little flower. And yeah, I really enjoyed it, honestly. And this one, I'm going to keep it there. Oh, and by the way, it's not moving. I baked it with the pencil, and it's not moving anywhere. If I would to pull it hard, maybe it would, but it does work. It's just maybe depending on where you put it in your oven. I think this is because of that. It's an electrical oven. It's quite old, so maybe it was too hot in the back of my, but it erases really well. If you want to clean this up, you would probably do that a bit more, and it would clean your eraser. But other than that, I'm really happy. And if you can find other colors, it would make things even more interesting. All the colors here are very similar, but I think it's nice. So this is what I have done with all 4 or 5 colors, including the white. I hope this was interesting and you would give it a try, and tell me if you have any brands that you would recommend people, because that would be nice. And also, don't forget, thumbs up, share on social media, subscribe, of course, to this channel if you haven't done it yet, and hit the bell button, and see you for other tutorials. Thank you so much, take care, and see you soon.